Hello everyone, welcome to Grow Your Future with Luxland. I am Zar from the CEO of Luxland Investments. Today we are joined by Jade and Mark, and we also have a special little guest, Annie. How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Very well.
Good,
Very well.
Jade, well, good. Annie?
How was your week?
Good. It was good. We had a great time up in Brisbane.
Yeah?
Yeah, we...
Where did you go?
Where did we go? We went to see Mark Rolton, who is a massive person in the property development space. So that was very interesting, wasn't it?
What was one of the takeaways, one of the main takeaways from the weekend?
Main takeaways is that, funnily enough, it's actually to do with mindset. I think it's about how you provide for a nation, essentially, through property development. It's not all about the bottom dollar all the time. It's about what you're providing. It's the bigger picture, and the bigger people in this world always look at the bigger picture first before they look at, what am I going to make from this kind of thing. So, I mean, it's exactly what we do here, and I think, like we've always said, it stems from the top. When we notice the massive people of the world doing these type of things, we follow suit, and I guess it's only going to create a better world anyway, moving forward.
It's important to have these people to look up to because, for all those people that are trying to give it a crack in life, whether it be business or property or or just in life in general, it's important to have these key influences that are role models to everyone. Yeah,
definitely. That actually brings us on to today's topic, which is actually about influence, funnily enough. So it all rolls in. To give you guys a quick rundown on it all, influence is the capacity to have an effect on the character, development, or behaviour of someone or something, or the effect itself. So I'll start with Zar today. One of the first points here is saying to find existing thought leaders in your field. These are I'm going to go through the 8 steps basically in how to influence, how we can influence others. So finding existing thought leaders. I know you're very big on this. You've used them as silent mentors and whatnot, and you still to this day. Because you sometimes feel as though sometimes it's hard for you to have actual people in front of you, so you find them online and whatnot. So please do explain moving forward.
I think it's easier in this day and age more than ever to have influences in terms of people that you don't even know. Back in the day, you had, it was really hard before we had the internet and Instagram and Facebook and all of that sort of stuff. We had to basically read biographies on people to learn about them or watch documentaries on them, and and this is before Foxtel was normal to have at home. Like now we have access to things like Netflix where it's on our time. So and Netflix is great for documentaries and learning about different people, and obviously we have Instagram, Facebook and the internet, and we can learn about everyone. And there are so many success stories out there that we can kind of model off, and you don't really need to reinvent the wheel anymore.
No.
And there are so many experts out there in so many different fields that really do want to help and get other people involved in their movement, right? Just like our movement here. Our movement is to help people progress in life and be a better version of themselves, whatever that is, whether it's in life or whether it's monetary value or in business. We just want people to become better at what they do. It's just about self-improvement all the time. So for me, what I like to do is I like to write a list down of people that I admire in business and in life, and I'll spend maybe a week researching those people. And there's so much you can learn from the successes and also the failures that they've gone through. So for me, I think it's more important to go through failures and mistakes of the success. So, you don't make those same mistakes.
Funny, yeah. I was thinking as well, while you're saying all of that, you also do start to find your thought leaders as you progress in different paths of your life as well. You know, like, we're not all meant to just have one kind of mentor for the rest of our life, or like, and when I say mentor, maybe someone that we follow online, for example, and stuff like that. You know, you'll enter a different career or a different industry or something like that, and you find new. I've found plenty of new mentors this year alone, and thought leaders that I've gone, oh man, I look up to that person, and it was different to a year ago. You know what I mean? But it helps you progress further. The next point as well is narrowing your focus. So narrow your focus. Jade, you are exceptionally good at this.
She's the best at it.
She is, yeah. She's very, very good. So how do you, I mean, to give our listeners out there, you know, a bit of, I guess, advice and to share on, you know, how you do it. How do you narrow in your focus?
It's not easy. I don't think that's one of the hardest disciplines you can ever learn to master over time, because there is so much going on in the world, and especially today with social media and the digital age that we've entered into. I was about to say entering. There's so much happening. The moment we wake up, we've got so much happening in front of us, and I think going back to last week when we were talking about focus, narrowing your focus so that you can become an influential leader in your field, whatever it is that you're doing. I think you can't, if you're not narrowing your focus, you're doing a million things a day, and you're not actually mastering anything to become, detailed and influential in your field and what you do, so that people do look up to you and they do follow you and they do feel inspired by you. With everything that's out there, I think that more than ever we're being pushed to narrow our focus. And I love the saying, stay in your lane. And I tell people all the time, stay in your lane. And I need to remind myself to this day to keep staying in my lane.
Everyone needs to remind themselves, because everyone will be influenced by someone else, like sometimes in the wrong ways, you know, for the wrong reasons, to kind of go, oh man, I wish I was like this. It's like, I completely agree with that, yeah.
You know what, like it's interesting that how Jade says that now more than ever, like, you do need to narrow your focus, because now more than ever there are more distractions.
Oh yeah.
Right? And I we discussed this on a podcast I did with Metz from Titans the other day, and was saying there's the greatest opportunity to succeed right now for millennial entrepreneurs, but there's always the greatest opportunity to fail right now, because there are so many distractions. Like, and I've had to train myself, I'm guilty of it, I've had to train myself to stay away from my phone. You know, like, I actually have to turn my phone upside down on silent, put it to the side, and train myself, okay, for the next hour I'm focusing on the article I'm writing or the market analysis that I'm doing, right? And I'm not allowed to even touch my phone. And, you know, some people, I find, you know, if a text message comes up or like an Instagram notification comes up, they have to go to their phone straight away. And it's like, I've been guilty of it in the past, and it's easy to just get distracted over those little things and you lose your focus. That's a small issue, right? But think about it on the bigger picture side of things, where, like, for example, I fell into the trap of investing into too many businesses and getting involved in so many different industries, you know what I mean? And what happens is that, like Jade said, you never actually become an expert at your given field, right? So what I've done now is I've simplified so many different things, and now, since I've simplified my portfolio in terms of businesses and what I'm involved in, I'm considered more of an expert in what I'm doing. Like, now, obviously, my thing's property, so I'm considered an expert in property now. And, you know, I wouldn't have been able to make that happen if I had all of that noise around me where I gave into it and all those distractions. So I think blocking out the noise and knowing what you want, having clarity on what you want. And sometimes that's hard to find, but that is you need to build that foundation first before you become an influence.
And this is I guess directed at both of you guys, and again I'll start with you, Jade. But networking aggressively, this is an interesting one where, you know, to be an influence, you've got to network aggressively, and I think that's a very important point right there, because again, like, because there's so much going on in the world now, it is you can get lost among the thousands, So if you're, reaching out to someone to make an impact, to further leverage off them or influence them or whatever, you've really got to stand out from the rest. And I feel as though the only way you do that, such as where, Luxland does in the property space, it's a bit more aggressive in its message out there to the people. So networking aggressively, Jade, how well do you do this?
I think I get better at it as I get older. Because I'm more comfortable in my own skin as I get older, and I think that's with anyone. I'm sure that you both feel the same. The wiser you become, the more comfortable in your own skin you become. So you put yourself out there a lot more, and you've got less and less to lose, I think, in your own mind. But I think for our listeners out there, I really believe that there are a lot, especially women, we hold ourselves back a little bit from networking and because it's such a daunting and scary thing. But my message to you guys out there is get out there and get outside your comfort zone and think of it as just meeting lots of different new people. It's an opportunity to make new friends, and it's not... people need to change their mindset on networking aggressively and networking in itself. They think that networking is they're asking for handouts and they're asking for people to help them, but in actual fact you have a lot of value to add to other people as well. So networking and helping people is a way of networking. So getting out there and helping the person that is asking for your help, or offering to help, offering to connect other people. I love connecting other people. I think I get a lot of value out of that because, I'm networking at the same time. And I think, doing that and getting out there, networking with people that you don't know, that are in your field or in the field that you want to be in, that you want to operate in, is so important for you to drive success.
Oh, 100%.
I think what people get wrong with networking, or their misconception with networking, is that they think it's just, people in suits swapping business cards and that's it. Like, a lot of people actually they get it wrong, and it's the same with social media. When people network on social media, like, the worst thing you can do if you're networking is to go up to someone and just give them your business card, because then what that shows you is that you're selfish and you just want you want to take from someone.
Don't do that.
Don't ever do that. But most people actually do that. You know what I mean? What you're supposed to do is introduce yourself and offer value so you can help the other person, just like Jade said. And then once you offer that value and actually give that value, that other person will feel obliged to give you the business in return. So for me, for example, like, if I want to get in touch with someone who's a key influencer in our industry, who's done, he's really, really successful, and I kind of want to collaborate with them, or I want to get just some advice off them. What I do is I always go to them and say, look, I can do this for you, right?
Yeah.
I'm a branding expert. I've got a full-time branding team. Let me help you with your brand, and that's it. And I won't ask for anything. For example, Mark Bouris, right? I give him supplements, I give him a good discount, I give him some good advice on supplements, and then, if I need him, I can call him. I can call him at any time. I haven't done that because I don't really need him for anything just yet, but I might, and he's a key influence in our industry. Yeah, so that's a method of networking. So thinking of the long term, don't just think of what this person can do for you now, right? Think about how you can build a long-standing relationship with whoever it is you're trying to network with, because it might not be that person that helps you. It's the door that they open thereafter.
Yep.
And it's those introductions that get you to where you are. And for me, for example, I've got to where I am because I did network aggressively. My network base is quite strong because I've got a very good reputation in business because I'm a man of my word, a man of integrity. I do everything on a handshake agreement, and that means that, that sticks. And that means a lot in the business world. A lot of people, they shake your hand, but then 2 minutes later, when your back's turned,
it means nothing to them.
It means nothing to them, right? And that's your currency. Our word is our currency, right? And my currency sits quite high because if I'm going to say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. So a lot of people out there, when you're networking, you guys who are listening, offer the value. offer the value and see the doors open for you. Give, and then,